Hey, what's going on, everybody? Okay. I don't know if, some people may show up, some people may not, but I'm not going to cope on that. I shouldn't worry about it. Because I did see Julie's live stream today. It was pretty good. Overall, I'm not going to sit here and hate on the dude. He's an intelligent lad, And I will be, due to his influence, I think I will be doing I found a nice little ballad for Teddy Roosevelt. So I'll probably cut that and I'll put that as an intro and an outro as well. But anyway, I thought I would explain my ideology for the United States, which would, I think, now you can go ahead and cut this a lot of different ways, but I think this is from a more pragmatic standpoint. You can go ahead and turn this into whatever you want to, but I'm going to explain how balkanization will actually be a pretty good thing for the United States. And I can simplify this instead of doing 3 videos as I did. Which is basically, the reason I support it is because it will allow all the cringe folks that think Black Lives Matter is going to make a difference, or if you're, put in your blank ideology here, you're white nationalist, you're Cascadia or whatever the case may be. If you think that ideology is going to succeed, then by all means, go right ahead. Let me make sure here. I want to make sure I'm actually being. I just want to double check here. Okay, I'm still going. Okay, my voice is playing. I just wanted to check that. I'll go ahead and put the Black Forest thing back on. Okay. Basically what I wanted to say, though, is allow these folks to go ahead and take over. Let these cringe folks, let the BLM folks have their victory. Let these Marxist-Leninist mouths have their victory. Go ahead and, as Black Red Guard said it, let the enemies of his people bathe in their own blood. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's what I say. Go ahead. And watch as people are going to fight you back. And eventually, I think that this is the only way I think that you can save the United States, is to allow balkanization to happen. And with that, hopefully, then you can bring the United States, well, I don't know how cringe this would be. A lot of things would have to change, but allow balkanization to happen. Now, of course, some people will say, I'm going to start the ethno state, but no, this isn't 2016 anymore. All right, things are more complicated than that. But I would say, in all honesty, to allow, you just have to allow it to happen, period. That way you can weed out all the LARPers. All the LARPers that think they're going to take over, and, all these Marxist-Leninist Maoists, or these, that includes MLs to a point, the anarchists, all these, the Whig Nats, the Nat Sucks, all those other folks, allow them. Go ahead. Let them take over. Let them take over their little patch of land, wherever that may be, in Missouri or Kenosha, Wisconsin, or let them do it. Let the Nation of Islam create their own separate country. Let them do it. If, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wants to create a separate Black nation and say Black folks only, let them do it. I'll say, okay, go ahead. But don't ask for nothing from crackers. Don't ask nothing from crackers. Don't ask nothing from Yakub. That's what I say. Because because that's the exact same argument that I will use. Is if they don't, if they want troubles, if they say you don't like white people, go ahead. Say you don't like white people then. Don't ask nothing from us. If you want to say that Yakub, created white people on the island of Patmos and that we're all just, cave beasts and everything else, and say, okay, if you really truly believe that, okay, then we'll go back into our caves or our nice little houses, and you can go ahead and start your own black ethno state. Go right ahead. Like I said, once again, though, don't ask for nothing from us. Because if it were my choice, I wouldn't come help you. I'll be honest with you. You want to call me racist for that? Go right ahead. To me, that's the most unracist thing, though, is to allow folks go ahead and have their own. If these storms were striking, these coasts and everything else like that, and if that was all black separatist land or whatever, if it was New Africa, and they said, come help us, I'd say, nope, that's white supremacy. I would. I've honestly thought this in my head, and you can say, oh, that's cringe, but that's how I feel. Allow, go ahead. And I would say, no, we're not going down there. Because number one, anyone that we'd send down there would get killed. But, even on a bigger level, it's like, no. You want to separate? You don't want to be around white folks? You want, you hate white supremacy? Okay. Then don't ask for nada from me. But yeah, I think I've kind of said my piece. I don't know if that one person is, kind of like, oh man, what am I listening to? I don't know. I saw one person who popped in and then popped out. I don't know if that's the same person. That's okay. So I shouldn't really worry about it. I'm just going to rant and rave, and y'all can just. But yeah, basically, is you have to. The whole point of it, of allowing balkanization, is just to get people to unplug from the internet and unplug from TV, and to see the cringe people that are around you, directly around you in your little neck of the woods, and how crazy they are and how absolutely ridiculous they are. That's the whole point of balkanization to me, is showing the LARPers for what they are. Nothing but LARPers who know nothing about running a society. Period. End of story. And to me, that's going to build into, I would hope, a coalition for folks to decide, how do you want to live? You want to live under these folks here? And that will destroy, Marxist-Leninism for a long time. To allow these LARPers today to take over. Now, of course, like I say, is it going to happen that way? Probably not. Probably not. Realistically, the thing is, they're going to still have honkies. They're going to still have, they're still going to have their, white lackeys and everything else. I get that. That is the reality. But in my view, that's how it should go. I kind of repeated myself there a little bit, but I think that's basically what I wanted to say. I just wanted to get that out the way right quick. As you can see, my ideology of supporting the Balkanization of the United States. I was trying to be clever there. Because I'm not sure if people would like to see Balkanization of the United States in a YouTube title. I don't think they'd like that. I don't think they would. Do y'all think they would? I don't think they would. But let me see here. Did I block anyone off or something? Or y'all just listening? Or what happened? Am I not live? What? Did this already get... Okay. Well. But that's basically what I wanted to say. It's just... that's how I support. Now, of course, like I say, people like Julie, they want to support Germany. Yeah. Hello. I wonder why I didn't get a notification. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it was the title. I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to have a shot. I got some Bluetooth headphones, so I just wanted to try them out. But I did want to comment a little bit on Julie doing his stream earlier today. I thought it was pretty good, like I say. I thought it was very good. Thought he explained himself quite well, relatively speaking, for the time. I should say, relatively speaking to the time. But yeah, Balkan gang, exactly. Gang, baby. That's how I feel about the United States. Go ahead and let it break apart. Let the, it's like, think about like catching roaches. Like think about like catching Turks. You don't, you don't catch them when, everyone's looking for them. Oh, I watched the stream. I just didn't comment on it. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I got you, Union article. But basically, that's my whole idea about balkanization, is allow the LARPers and the cringe folks, let the shit rise to the top of the bowl of the toilet and let them see the shit for themselves. That's all I want to do with balkanization of the United States. Let the cringe LARPers be seen for what they are. Period. So that they're not hiding behind Gav, they're not hiding behind whatever the case may be, let them be shown for what they are. That's my view. Oh, the Julie stream, I mean. Why? Well, because I want to, there's a lot of these LARPers who, a lot of these folks, like I say, I was listening to Black Red Guard yesterday, and of course that stream got taken down. That's autistic, the U.S. will never fall. It's not necessarily about the U.S. making it fall. It's trying to... I don't know about that. Are you sure? I mean, the thing is, the more I hear that the U.S. will never fall, it makes me want to think that it will. I mean, that's my view anyway. How would it never fall? I mean, the Roman Empire fell. I'm sure that people said, oh, the Roman Empire will never fall. Oh, the Qing dynasty will never fall. The Ming dynasty will never fall. I mean, the British Empire will never fall. It's just a whole multitude of reasons. It's like, yeah, elements of America, not in our lifetime. Fair enough. All right, fair enough. Fair enough then. But, like I say, elements of the United States will not die. Like McDonald's, for example. That will be a bane of America forever. But I feel like you would have to, is that a lot of folks don't have the stomach. I mean, put it this way, is why did, think about it like this. You can, the autonomous zone in Seattle, and you can take it for what it is, and you can say, oh, well, they're not going to allow that to happen again. Or, that was just because of Mayor Jenny Durkin, or it's mud leftists or mud libs and all this. Yeah, that's all the case. But the thing is that they allowed it to happen because they said, well, it's violence, this and that. The one in North Carolina, I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina. Maybe I'm getting it mistaken. That one they shut down quick. But, that's my view anyway. I really don't see how it couldn't, I could not see that it, it could, that they, what the hell am I trying to say? I'm just so screwed up. My mind is gone. My mind is fried. Sorry, folks. I just wanted to point that out right quick. I just feel like, that's my view anyway. You got to, think about the details, like I say. And, I would think about I would think about Europe. Like I said before in stream, it's like, how many times have Europe has wars and everything else? How have they, as red states are in purple, leftist uprising will be less suppressed and rightists will be more likely to rise up? Yeah. There's a point to that. Hopefully, I don't, and it's going to be younger folks, yeah. KKK is a joke. Communists are a joke. The Ku Klux Klan doesn't exist, though. Once again, there's a difference between the Ku Klux Klan versus all these other folks. The thing is that, like I say, is that eventually these other groups will gain more influence. Who cares? Yeah, your point is the KKK doesn't exist. Okay. What does that mean? People are going to get more and more radicalized. People are losing, their jobs. The money is not coming in. It's like you can only sustain people for so long. Where are these folks going to go? Where are they going to go? Once again, I'm not advocating white nationalism. I'm not. I don't know if you heard the beginning of this. I didn't say white nationalism. I'm not once again, you misunderstand me. I'm not pointing out for white nationalism. Like I said at the beginning of this, I said is that I support letting the LARPers take over. And not just Wignats. I'm talking about the BLM folks, the Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, and letting people see them for what they are. Okay? That's all. That's what I say. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're getting at, Biggin. I mean, to be honest with you, it's like, okay, do you think a leftist 3% movement will arise, sort of like the Latino rifle movement? I don't really see it right now. I mean, I think that gangs have a far more bigger influence than any sort of Latino Rifle Association. I mean, it's like the Socialist Rifle Association, but just Latinos, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't really, like I say, I think that the United States has the potential to fall. That's the whole thing. This is why a lot of folks are saying vote Trump in 2020, because people still need to be united. If someone like Joe Biden comes in, things may mildly fix things. Yeah. Hillary sounds like a joke. Mexican Mafia would do it. Yeah. Yeah, Mexican Mafia, Norteños, Sureños. I'm trying to think about Latin Kings. Yeah, there's various groups. But yeah, I don't really, JBGC already exists. It's just as LARP as 3%ers. Yeah. Like I say, I mean, there's a lot of, the thing is that, there is a lot of LARP right now. But the thing is, the bodies are piling up. The bodies are piling up, and that we, and if there are kids out there seeing that white dude going, "What's up, nigga?" and then getting shot in the head and watching oh no. Hold on. Yes. All right. Okay. So let's see here. So U.S. won't fall until capitalism falls, but its overt imperialism is going to fail. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can believe that to a point. But the U.S. not falling because capitalism, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I still don't. Once again, capitalism will find a new route. Okay, that's the whole thing. Capitalism will find a new core. To me, that's the whole thing about capitalism. It's the same thing to me with the Soviet Union. People say, "Oh, well, the Soviet Union or the Bolsheviks got rid of Russian capitalism." No, it didn't. Russian capitalism went to France and it went to the United States. It just moved places. That's all it did. That's my view. Now, of course, you want to say I'm big brain for that or I'm galaxy brain. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. But, look at the thing outside of the main Romanov family, the ruling Romanov family, the main members, including, Nicholas II and, Anna Karenina and all that business. The cousins and the second cousins and all that, they fled. They went to France, they went to Paris, or they went to America. They went to the United States. So it didn't end. It just moved places. That's the whole thing. It's like saying, violence ended because we got rid of the projects. No, just because Cabrini Green was taken down in Chicago, does that mean that, gang violence was done? Hell no. It spread all across the city. Just because gangs weren't organized an organized hierarchy anymore, does that mean it got rid of it? No. The gang still existed, Just because the Crips and the Bloods don't have, or excuse me, we'll just say the Crips for now. Just because the Crips don't have a system like Tukey Williams envisioned it, doesn't mean that gangs still. So I don't really get that argument. I'll be honest with you. The whole idea that U.S. won't fall until capitalism falls. No, the U.S. can fall. The U.S. can fall. I don't get this whole type of thing where it's like, well, we'll wait until we're older, this and that. That's putting it off. To me, that's it's just ridiculous to say. You give the United States way too much credit. You give them way, way too much credit. China is already taken over a lot of things, okay? China is going to take over much, much more. Good, bad, right or wrong, that's what it is. And they have more power. The United States is not that strong. The thing is, even leftists, what do you mean by fall? What I mean by fall is chipping away at it. What I mean by fall is letting the United States as an entity, not just as a capitalist thing. It's, as a country, it will break apart. Corporations and everything else, they will simply flee away. The CIA, the FBI, and all this, those folks will end up leaving. Those folks will end up finding something else, so they'll end up get support from somewhere else. That's my view of it. But yeah, that's just me. You can just say I'm wrong. You can say I'm big brain. Go right ahead. That's fine. But that's my view. U.S. would just become as it was. No. In 1860 to 1880? No. I don't think it would. Explain to me how that would happen. Nowadays, the tensions are far, far, far bigger. And also, not to mention that firearms were far a different thing back in 1860 to 1880 than they are now. I really don't see that happening. Plus, you can talk about mud drones, and I've heard lefties say this too. Well, the drones would take us out. I don't believe that. You can go ahead and take down drones. You can find all that type of thing. I don't really believe that. Yeah, honestly, the U.S. won't fall into capitalism fall. Sounds like they're trying to shift priorities away. The Fed is strong enough? No. The Fed can't even get enough money for us. What makes you think that the Fed is strong enough to do that? No. Parts of the Fed are strong, but no, the whole thing is the Fed? No. I don't believe that at all. I really don't. But you can go ahead and believe what you want. I'm not going to sit here and argue with everyone. Yeah. The Fed is strong enough. How is the Fed strong enough? Can you explain that to me? How is it strong enough? The Feds wanted to, have still, couldn't even hold off rioters in Portland. What the hell are you talking about? And I know. They still had their kid gloves on and all that, but guess what? They hurt their image by letting those protests come, and the whole, the de-arrest thing go on, where they almost arrested some guy. They pushed the dude, they pushed the DHS agent over, knocked him over, knocked off his helmet. So you destroyed that image. I don't really get this whole idea that, monopoly on violence communication. You have to wonder if the Fed will suddenly become stronger when it is legitimately threatened. That's a good question. I really don't get it. I really don't get, like I say, maybe I've become too anti-American in myself, though, yeah. What states would secede, though? There are blacks, Trumpers, BLM, Bernie Krats in every state. Yeah. You're right on that. I would say it doesn't even necessarily have to be a whole state. I would say an autonomous zone, like I say, and also starting bases. I think that, to a point, you could have states like, there are only so many folks who are willing to fight back, in terms of, or to take on a resistance movement, I think. So I really, like I say, maybe it isn't possible. Maybe it isn't. But I feel like if balkanization did happen, it would be a great thing. let the United States balkanize. But the thing is, I really don't believe this whole thing where it's just like, well, we can, the Fed is strong or America is strong. No, it isn't. America's weak. America's a weak nation. America, the strongest and richest nation in the world. I take that with a grain of salt. America can't even, the United States can't even fix their bridges. We can't even fix our bridges. We can't even fix our roads. Plenty of towns, destroyed by hurricanes, whatever the case may be, they don't come back. So I don't really get this whole thing. I don't, once again, even leftists, or soak dems like Bernie say this type of stuff. America is still the richest nation in the world and we can't feed our people. We're not that strong. We aren't that strong. As a whole, we aren't that strong. That's my view. We just aren't. Ultimately, I think there will be plenty of infighting. Yeah, of course. I just don't see that the United States is that strong. I don't. China is much more unified, as a people. Now, of course, like I say, are there bad things that happen in China? And, the whole idea of, like the various police forces, not just the main PRC forces, but the, I cannot think of the name of it, but the ones that beat up the food vendors and stuff, of course. But in general, China is much more unified behind a single idea. The United States is not. The United States never was. We were never united on anything. The whole, that's the whole mystique of the United States. This whole United States. What were we ever united on? Very, very little. Ultimately, yeah, we'll all say, of course, oh, well, we were united behind, getting rid of the slaves. That's bullshit. Of course not. That's a lie. Or it's like, we're unified and doing this. No, we weren't. No. We all just want to do it because we're all comfy in our homes and whatnot. But as these things, as people get kicked out of their homes, then that could change. I mean, that's my view. Like I say, you can disagree with me in chat and say, whatever, this and that. I'm not going to be, arrogant and just say, well, but I don't. That's my attitude. I really just feel like we'll just see how bad these things get, but I really don't feel like the Fed is that strong. Yeah. And I think if, we were never meant to be united either. Yeah. The government was a reflection on the people. Were unified on supporting our greatest ally. Yeah, that's true too. Like I say, I don't know. Maybe I've taken too much of the anti-American pill. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe I've lived in this country too long and I'm just frustrated as hell with everything. But it's like, too many things have been shown. Too many things have gone off the rails. And we can see that this country cannot get their shit together, and that ultimately localization, and some sort of building a community, a legitimate building of the community is the only thing that we can do. And of course, that of course comes after the LARPers try to come in and try to say, oh, well, Marxist-Leninism or Mogominianism and all this comes about, But that's my view. Like I say, I don't know. Maybe the Fed is too strong, but like I say, we've seen what the National Guard does, where they're bending the knee to all these protesters. I don't think that the National Guard, they've also refused to go into Portland. They had to send in the DHS instead. So I don't know what to think about it, honestly. But I think it doesn't, is that my mind is just fucked up, y'all. I don't even know what to say anymore. God damn. But I think I've said my piece on that. Basically, I just want to say is my support for balkanization is just ultimately the only way to simultaneously, show the roaches in the house, and let the roaches come out and try to take over so that you can get them squished. And simultaneously then having having some new forces come about and rediscovering localization, which can lead to nationalism in some ways. But I think that That's the only way. And building that sort of, and once again, nationalism doesn't mean racial nationalism. That means a sort of, a shared idea for the community. It's like, think of, Acadians and Cajuns in Louisiana. There's a community there, and they can build something on it. Yeah, yesterday, Camila could be the American style. You said Camila could be the American style, and I think Pinochet is a better comparison. Yeah, it could be. But yeah, I mean, that's my attitude. And like I say, I'm not going to base it on racial things. I've tried to move on from that a bit, and not to, to spurg out and say white nationalism. No, I think that's cringe. I do. I do legitimately think the idea of white nationalism is ridiculous, because ultimately it's about mob purity, this and that, and you can't get rid of everybody. All right. So yeah, you're right that there are people that are Bernie Kratz and black folks in every state. That's true. That is true. But once you get rid of those few people, once again, you have to be surgical about it, but get rid of those few people that are pushing for BLM, that are really, that push this idea online, then you can create more, secure communities. I'll put it that way. That's my view. Because they'll show that the rebellions that may happen in their little neighborhoods, that those folks didn't give a shit about them, and that they just wanted to take money. To me, I think about it like this. I was thinking about this a little bit earlier, and you can gladly disagree, but I see it as like the Bavarian Soviet Republic, where it lasted for a few months. And of course, part of that was because they went to, what was it? They went to, they had the, God damn. My mind is gone, folks. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. God damn. So what happens when you get older and you live like an American, you eat crap and fucks up your head. Don't do it, folks. Don't do it. I say, don't eat that much food. Yeah, remain thin. You don't want to be like me. God damn. Frycorps. That's it. The Frycorps. Or the Frycorps came in and BTFO'd it. But that's my view. Yeah. White is far too wide a category. There has to be something that unifies people other than a pigment. Yeah, that's true. It does. And I think that, once again, that's why I think, it'd be nice to say, oh, we're going to unify behind the old American ideas, but that has already been demonized. That's already been destroyed. So to me, that's why I'm talking about localization, where you can talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. White Europeans all hate each other. White nationalism is American cringe. It is. It is. That's why I don't push for that. That's why I push for localization, which does include other folks. If if you're a black dude living in Louisiana and you've lived there for however long, you can build that sort of idea by saying, hey, yeah, you like crawfish? I like crawfish. Yeah. Let's go ahead and, let's make some gumbo. All right. Boom. There, there's some of your culture right there. But that's my view. That's why, yeah, I definitely do say white nationalism is cringe. It's not, it's not realistic in any sort of way. But that's my view. 3%ers might become American Frycorps, not governmental nationalists that still fight for the government. Yeah. You like the possibility for America to be saved by a Caesar-like figure. Like I say, this is another avenue that I would think about, which is this. I'm trying to think very carefully here. But the idea of the potential balkanization, and if things don't work out, then that localization doesn't work out, where hopefully that builds up stuff enough and that a diamond in the rough comes out. A diamond in the rough rises to the top, and they can lead a new force to unify America again. Will that happen? I don't know. But that's another option. Like I say, I'm leaving this up. Like I say, this is okay. The base idea is balkanization. But I have, several different threads going to many other aspects. So if that doesn't work, okay, exit out, toss it out, throw it in the trash. Then another option may happen where a new leader takes over. And so think about it like this. Let me go ahead and, should I do it like Vosh? I'll do it like Vosh. I'll do things like Vosh and be cringe. I'm going to do things like this here. Why not? I'll do paint. There we go. I'll go ahead and do it like Vosh here. Go ahead and do that. Let's see. I'm going to share screen. Share. Boom. Oops. Add to stream. And we'll go ahead and change this right here. What do I think? Okay, what am I going to do? There we go. Big screen. And there we go. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that, but okay. Think about it like this. So I'm going to do like the Vosh thing here. So here's the basic idea of balkanization. This big old thing here. All right. And we have various things that I can put on. So let's say like the idea here that we can build localization. Okay. Boom. Okay. Next thing would be, maybe a new leader that comes out and reunifies the United States in a much better image that isn't as bad as it is now. Boom. Whoop. If I can get it right. There we go. Okay, good enough. Okay. But if this plan doesn't work, exit out. Toss it out. If we have it here, if this doesn't work out, then exit out. Maybe other countries step in and they finally decide, hey, maybe the United States needs to pay for its crimes or whatever the case may be. Boom. Other countries step in. And you can put, you can put all different options that you want to. But the whole basis to me is allowing balkanization to happen. And then you can decide, and then the sky is the limit, as they say, right? And you can decide what you want to. Maybe this is just extreme autism. Maybe it is. Maybe it's extreme autismo. Let me go ahead and take a look at these comments. It probably is, yeah. Vosh chart time, yeah. Maybe so. I don't know. Let's unify under undying love for Israel. Yeah. Well, DeMarco. I will never describe. I never did like the term white, Caucasian, just, yeah. Unify our taxes, yeah. Netanyahu will unify America. Yeah. Maybe so. Maybe he'll do better for us. I don't know. But that's about all I have to say. Like I say, let me ask the chat. Let me go ahead and ask the chat here. I'll try to be fair here. Let me go ahead and I'll put this one on. Okay. I'll ask the chat right quick. So press 1 if this is extreme autism and it's never going to work and this idea is complete crapola. Or number 2 where it's like, okay, there's some basis of reality here, but overall, maybe it'll work. Or number 3 is just don't talk about it again. I'll leave it up for you. So, I'll go ahead and leave it there. Yeah. Please give rubles. Yeah. Don't you think larger powers like China and Russia will back one of the Balkan states? Yeah, could be. 4? Okay. What's 4? Let me go ahead and describe that. What's 4? You just want to be, you can go ahead and be contrary. That's fine. 2? Okay. Okay. Like I say, I know, American Civil War, UN invades, base communist aliens invade, Posada's paradise. Yeah, there you go. I know, what was his name? I saw Kareem Moop in here. I don't know if I scared him away. Maybe so. He probably just wanted to drop in and say I'm cringe and he didn't want to listen to me. And, he has his opinions. That's fine. Like I say, I'm different from a lot of, I'm pretty laid back. I'm like, all right. That's my view of things. Is it wrong? I don't know. Like I say, I'd rather have someone at least critique my ideas and say, bro, that's cringe. And that's fine. It's a good topic, but it seems much more complex. But always talk about what you want, not what the chat wants. No, okay, that's fair. Like I say, it's something I try to think about a bit more. I try to put it into context a little bit more and kind of ID'd these things. Maybe I'll do some more reading. You want me to do some reading? You want to do that? Let's go ahead and do some brief reading here. Just a little bit of brief thing. Let me look at the literature stuff here. Let me see what's on the literature here. I'll see what's on the old literature stuff here. I got a lot of literature. I got it in my thing. Okay. Let me see here. UBU Uncle Tom. Okay, I appreciate that. No more lives. Okay. Let me see here. Take a look at the and click off that. Don't save. Okay, that was just cringe anyway. Okay. Let me look at the old literature here. 48 Laws of Power, Laban, Distant Thunder, War Criminals. What's this? War Criminals. Half this stuff I don't even remember. Municipal Library. Chairman of the USA Pop. Oh, this is okay. This is about World War II. Is that War Criminals and Punishment? Okay, well, why not? I just picked something out randomly. Can y'all see that? Yeah, we need to revive Pol Pot and Stalin speaking. There you go. Let me see here. Does it show that? Okay. Let me see here. If I click off that, because I don't know how to do it like this. We can see it fine. Okay. I never got a notification. What did I miss? Oh, not that much. We were talking about balkanization, Red Dundonia. It was kind of autistic, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and read this. Why the hell not? Okay. So, War and Punishment. War Criminal and Punishment. Huh. Yeah, War Criminals and Punishment by George Creel. Oh, okay. George Creel, if I remember correctly, was with Walter Lippmann. And Walter Lippmann wrote books about propaganda and kind of influenced a bit of American policy. Yeah, this is okay. Well, why not? We'll go ahead and pick this out. We won't read every single page. It's 148 pages, but we'll go ahead and look through this. Why not? Let's see here. William El Chinery. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Author. Okay, the United Nations individually and collectively have given repeated pledges that Axis terrorists will be made to answer for their crimes against the laws of God and man. Even so, it is well to remember that similar promises declared by the Allies and associated governments when the Kaiser's hordes ravaged Europe were dishonored and went unkept. With the dead, deep buried, shattered men hidden from sight in hospital and asylum, and peoples preoccupied with the problems of reconstruction, Malden sentimentalists were permitted to drip their poison into every well of public opinion. Oh, this is the guy who produced a lot of anti-German stuff. Okay. This is who this is. Okay. I had to remind myself. Okay. It will be so again unless the abominations of Hitler and his gangsters are made the burden of full report and burned into the consciousness of the world, not to excite hate, but to assure justice, not to provoke mass reprisals, but to guard against them, not in any vengeful spirit, but that civilization may be vindicated and future generations warned against conquest and rapine as instruments of national policy. That is why master criminals, the little Hitlers, the little Himmlers, and the Quislings have been dealt with in detail in this book. I've also deemed it vital to consider at length the fantastic theory advanced by camouflaged Nazis and Germanophiles that Hitler does not represent the German people. This combination joining sentimentality with sinister purpose. Oh, wow. He's going super anti-German. Woo! Let me look at the chat here right quick. The eternal crowd. Yeah. Yeah. Anti-German. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. I've also deemed it vital. Oh, man. There's a lot of dripping stuff here. It is the ultimate in falsehood and gullibility, save for a helpless minority, most in prison or concentration camps. Hitler is the German people, even though he was Austrian. And Nazism continues with a perfect expression of the majority's mind, heart, and soul, because it is what Germans have been taught for more than a century. Teachings taken in with mother's milk and injected throughout infancy, adolescence, and adult life by school teachers, professors, poets, philosophers, historians, rulers, soldiers, and statesmen. Not sporadically, but steadily and systematically, generation by generation, until convictions of superiority and supremacy dominated the nation's thought and action, conviction so ruthless that death was the penalty for dissent. Ooh. Hitler may proclaim his credo as original doctrine, born of brooding over the sorrows and wrongs of an oppressed people, but to boast has no base in fact. The will to power, war worship, the deification of the state, regimentation, Aryanism, the pure race, Heron moral, anti-Semitism, savagery, ill faith, all of it is old stuff, only given an effective newness by the Führer's apocalyptic style. Every line of Mein Kampf was first written, and better written, by Fichte, Hegel, Clausewitz, Treitschke, I've never heard of that, Nietzsche, Bernhardi, and others less famous but equally assured that the Germans were a chosen people. Ooh, interesting. Divinely appointed to rule the world. Freedom-loving Germans resisted these monstrous perversions in many bloody uprisings, but death and exile were their portions. Every generation witnessed its hegeras, liberals fleeing their homeland, as from a house of bondage, giving to other lands the courage and abilities that Germany resisted. Huh. As Nietzsche testified, all true Teutons went abroad. Huh. Okay. Led by Karl Schurz, Franz Siegel, and Friedrich Hecker, hundreds of thousands emigrated to the United States, enriching the native stock. Huh. Okay, this is just a forward, so let's go ahead and skip down here. Oh, yeah, January 1944. Oh, okay, so this George Creel. Publisher's note. Okay, we're just going to skip on past that. Let's go ahead and at least... Okay. No God but Moloch. Ooh. Talk about... That's some... Ooh, okay. In every enslaved country, German conquest follows a plain and unchanging pattern. Mass murder and terrorization, the execution of hostages on the theory of collective responsibility, and the merciless destruction of entire communities. The deportation of peoples to drudge in factories and field for the Herrenvolk. Starvation by the confiscation of crops, livestock, etc., and food rationing below subsistence levels. The herding of girls into brothels and the degradation of youth. Profanation and pillage. The denial of education and religion, and the merciless extermination of intellectual and spiritual leaders as part of these systemized intent to demoralize and debase. Huh. I say, I'm just reading this right now. I don't know what to really think about that. What do y'all think about that? Yeah. Jews worship Moloch, though. Exactly, yeah. Zionism and Nazism are two thumbs up the same ass, yeah. Wonder what he thought about the DDR. Yeah. Is this the guy that inspired YouTube's hate speech policy? Yeah, I don't know. And which came to this little... let's see here. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see here. This is George Creel, because I need to read about him again. It's been a while. George Creel. Okay, he was a journalist. Okay. So let's look at George Creel right quick. Okay, so he was a journalist, the Eternal Journo. He served as the head of the United States Committee on Public Information, a propaganda organization created by Woodrow Wilson during World War I. Ooh. Oh, boy. Already, yep. Wow, that's just extremely anti-German. It is, yeah. Let me see here. Creel was born on December 1st, 1876 in Lafayette County, Missouri. Henry Clay Creel and Virginia Fackler Creel. Okay. Oh, wow. Let me see here. Osage County, Missouri. He was college educated and served in the Virginia legislature. A captain of the Confederate States Army during the Civil War, he did not succeed in the Missouri post-war economy as a farmer and rancher. Oh boy, sorry. He was a Confederate that didn't like Germans. I mean, once again, I guess that's the WASP talking, I guess. His alcoholic father did not leave as deep an impression on Creel as did his mother, who inspired his passion for women's suffrage. Cringe, gay, bro. Okay. The family moved frequently around west central Missouri in Creel's early years. Okay, let's just skip to the chase here. Let's get to, George Creel was named head of the committee, blah, 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 blah. Post-war career as a prolific writer. He was an active member of the Democratic Party and ran against the left-wing novelist Upton Sinclair. Sinclair defeated Creel in the Democratic primary, but lost in the general election. Huh. Wow. Oh, and this is where I got that. Okay, this is where I got War Criminals and Punishment. There we go. That's where I got that from. Rockefeller Law. Huh. He married actress Blanche Bates in 1912. It's all right. Until her death in 1941. Huh. Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah. Unit Army Ball. Nazism is about as base as being cucked, not very. Yeah, you're making Zionism sound way too basic. Yeah. Yeah, gotta go. David Fox's life. Okay, see you later, Rendendonia. Huh, yeah, feminist, exactly. Huh. So that's George Creel. Like I say, I download stuff, I don't even know what it is. That's kind of the thing with Americans, isn't it? But yeah, what else is in my... I want to see what else is in my literature file here. A Mighty Fortress. A Distant Thunder. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, we're not going to read that. Yeah, sorry. That's not for YouTube. Yeah, no. Let's not do that. Okay. General Introduction to Psychoanalysis. Yeah, that's pretty. Anti-Oedipus. Bernays, 1947. Bernays can be interesting. You do have to read a little bit more about him. Democracy, Crisis of Parliament. Oh, I think this is... why don't we read a little bit of... And we'll make it brief because I understand everything. Yeah, this is Carl Schmitt. Let's read some Carl Schmitt, shall we? Want to read a little Carl Schmitt? Married to an actress, not surprising. Yeah. Let's read some Carl Schmitt. Just a little bit of Carl Schmitt. We won't go forever. Don't worry. We'll go ahead and cut down to good old Carl Schmitt. I do mean to read some of that. So let me see here. Let's keep on going. Crisis of Parliamentary Democracy, Demokratie, Lügen, Demokratie. Sorry, it just comes out of me when I hear democracy. I just hear Lügen, Demokratie. Sorry, I don't do it that often. Sorry for the Fed post. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So, preface to... Okay, let's look at the preface. Let's go there. Can we? Oh, they're not going to let us. Okay. Scroll down. Okay, Schmitt's thesis. Okay, Toma. I don't really care. Just get to the good stuff, please. Friedrich Ebert. Okay. Okay, this is kind of boring. Sorry. I thought that was going to be more interesting than I thought. Yeah, democracy. Yeah. Never mind. He comes tomorrow. But Ewoks, yeah. Ewoks Unhinged still live still. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know that flag from a mile away. Yeah. I'm not going to read that on stream. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that. I almost wanted to, but no, I'm not going to do that. Well, I said I was going to read Oymisville. That's kind of heavy, though. Let me see here. Industrial society and its future. Should we do that? No, I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should we, chat? I don't think we should. Okay. Lippmann, Good Society. Oh, here we go. Let's just cut to the good stuff, shall we? Should I do this for the rest of my chat? Should we do this? Should we read some Parenti? Let's read some Parenti, shall we? Let's read some Parenti. Why not? Can't go wrong with Parenti, can we? See ya, Pol Pot. Yeah, no problem. Read Yuko Mishima. I don't have Mishima on fan, but I think yeah, that's all right. Let's go ahead and have a good one. No more libs. Have fun. We'll try to. We'll end this pretty soon. We will end it pretty soon, but we'll go ahead and read through. We will read some. Let's read through some Parenti. Why not? So, rational fascism. While walking through New York's Little Italy, I passed a novelty shop that displayed posters and t-shirts of Benito Mussolini giving the fascist salute. When I entered the shop and asked the clerk why such items were being offered, he replied, well, some people like them. And maybe we needed someone like Mussolini in this country. His comment was a reminder that fascism survives as something more than a historical curiosity. Worse than posters or t-shirts are the works of various writers bent on explaining Hitler and reevaluating Franco, or in other words, sanitizing fascist history. In Italy, during the 1970s, there emerged a veritable cottage industry of books and articles claiming that Mussolini not only made the trains run on time, but also made Italy work well. All these publications, along with many conventional academic studies, have one thing in common. They said little, if anything, about the class policies of fascist Italy and Nazi Germany. How do these regimes deal with social services, taxes, business, and the conclusion and the conditions of labor for those who benefit and at whose expense? Most of the literature of fascism and Nazism does not tell us. Plutocrats choose autocrats. Let us begin with a look at fascism's founder. Born in 1883, the son of a blacksmith, Benito Mussolini. Well, technically, I have to say, actually, Benito Mussolini wasn't necessarily the father of fascism. You need to look at people like Giovanni Gentile. Giovanni Gentile, for those that want to know, let me go ahead and click back here. The agricultural disasters and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Yep, exactly. Ooga booga. Industrial Revolution bad. I was going to say, Giovanni Gentile may have far more influence than anything that Benito Mussolini came up with. And I've heard this go back and forth, but Giovanni Gentile had far more to do with the writing of fascism than Benito Mussolini did. I don't know. You take it for what it is. And he ghost wrote part of Doctrine of Fascism. Okay. Yep. And what do you call it? Actual idealism or actualism. Yeah, he kind of, okay. So I did want to mention this, though, because I wanted to make sure, once again, he talks about Fichte as well. Epistemology. Sorry, I don't know why I keep throwing in extra letters there. In religion, he presented himself as a Catholic of sorts and emphasized actual idealism's Christian heritage. Involvement with fascism. I was going to say, though, what I wanted to make sure of is let me go ahead and check Google right quick. Let me see here. I want to make sure he did. Yeah, did. Yeah. So, yeah. So I do want to make sure here because I think that, Gramsci, Gentile, and the theory and the ethical state in Italy. I think it's true that, I do want to make sure. I want to see a preview of this just right quick because I'm thinking right. Giovanni Gentile. Dang, bro, the liberals promote perpetual degeneracy and decay. I don't understand why fascism is still in the public conscience. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mussolini was a politician. Giovanni was a philosopher. Yeah, Gentile was a philosopher. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I remember reading this, but Gentile and Gramsci were in the same class. They both learned from a liberal professor. And I'm thinking correctly. I do have a book coming in the mail about the coin idea between fascism and socialism. And that basically it's just two sides of the same coin. So I've heard, and of course, people have traded it their own way. But I think that there's something interesting to be said for it. So let me see here. End of World War I, Mussolini, the socialist. Yeah, exactly. A brilliant organizer, agitator, and gifted journalist, he became editor of the Socialist Party's official newspaper. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, the free market paradise goes east. Okay, let me see here on this. Capitalist restoration in the former communist countries has taken different forms. This is the stuff that I think that people can use genuinely. So I think there is good stuff. The end of Marxism. The end of Marxism? Some people say Marxism is a science, and others say it is a dogma, a bundle of reductionist, unscientific claims. I would suggest that Marxism is not a science in a positivist sense, formulating hypotheses and testing the predictability, but more accurately, a social science. One that shows us how to conceptualize systematically and systemically moving. So the thing is with Parenti here. I think Parenti does have some interesting ideas, but ultimately Parenti, other than inspiring a lot of spurgs that exist online, Parenti, didn't really change that much. I mean, I hate to say that, but of course, I mean, Parenti, I think, has done value. Of course, he's done a lot of valuable work, of course, and he definitely did show, yeah, he didn't like Bernie, but it's like in general, he has his disagreements with the Soviet Union to a point, and to a point with China and even Cuba to a smaller point. But in general, yeah, he does believe in it. I know that he's like in his 80s now, so yeah. Marxism has an explanatory power that is superior to mainstream bourgeois social science because it deals with the imperatives of class, power, and political economy, the motive forces of society. The class basis of political economy is not a subject for which mainstream social science has much understanding or tolerance. In 1915, Lenin wrote that bourgeois science will not even hear of Marxism, declaring that it has been refuted and annihilated. Marx is attacked with equal zest by young scholars who are making a career by refuting socialism and by decrepit elders for preserving the tradition of all kinds of our outworn systems. Over 80 years later, the careerist scholars are still declaring Marxism to have been proven wrong once and for all. As the anti-communist liberal writer Irving Howe put it, the simplistic formulae of textbooks, including the Marxist ones, no longer holds. That is why some of us don't regard ourselves as Marxists. Here I want to argue that Marxism is not outmoded or simplistic, or only the image of it entertained by anti-Marxists like Howe. And Marx's major work, Capital. Okay. I think I've said enough, though. Like I said, I'm kind of getting sleepy. So I should do that. But yeah, I've argued too much with online MOs who keep saying Marxism is a science. Yeah. Like I say, I mean, it's just, like I say, maybe I need to read some more Parenti and try to get a better idea. Or read more Marx. Read more theory, bro. I do have some theory books, and I'm not going to try to take them out of context like Vosh does. I do have some angles I think that I could read on stream. So I'll probably do that. But anyway, yeah, I think that I've pretty well set my piece. I'll probably just be lazy and just listen to Vosh spurg out some more cool PDFs. So thanks for the readings. Of course. I think I'll keep it there. Like I say, I will have a new intro and a new outro. I'll do a third one, this time with Teddy Roosevelt. I'll see how y'all think about that. It's a little ballad that a guy did. Hopefully he won't copyright strike me. I don't know. But we will keep it there. Maybe I'll do like a bluegrass song that I can get away with. Something a little bit more American. Because I heard, Julie kind of talking bad about the DPRK, saying they're more isolationist and they don't really have that much power. Although, actually, once again, I'm going to do that. Actually, they do have folks in, I'm trying to think of that. Not Hong Kong, but in Macau. That's it, Macau, who have brought, money back to the DPRK. They have money coming into the DPRK, and they do have supplies because how else would they get a Mercedes-Benz? You can see, Kim Jong-un driving around Mercedes-Benz going down the way. So it's like, that's just my view anyway. But it's like, so it's not completely isolated. They do get stuff in, But anyway, I'm going to keep it there. I don't have any problems with Julie. Overall, I think he's a good guy. He makes pretty good videos, and I like his tweets. So, you can feel as you want to about him. I'll keep it there, yeah. Look up Grandpa Jones. That stuff shouldn't be copyrighted anymore. Okay, let me look that up then. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that then. But I will go ahead and hit the read theory is read Siege of Marxist Leninist. Yeah. to a point. I do think, like I say, I'm at, I mean, you can hear me, yeah, most of their trade comes from China, apparently. Yeah, oh yeah. So they're not completely isolated. I think I've said my piece. We've gone on for about an hour and 5 minutes. I do have to mow the lawn and get some trash taken out, so, and other stuff. So I'll keep it there. Any opinions on Bhutan? I know next to nothing about Bhutan. Let me go ahead and type in. I know a little bit about it, but yeah. Let me go ahead and, but I will answer your question though. Eastern Himalayas. Let's see here. I'm going to wiki. You can just say it's cringe. That's fine. Political reform and modernization. Let's see here. A new constitution was presented. Now I know which country was. Oh, my mind is gone. Sorry. I need to work out some more so I can get some more blood flow to my brain. I will do that. But yeah, I was gonna say I think it's which country had a Marxist-Leninist group? I can't think of it now. Let's see the world map here. Okay. Well, anyway, I think I'm done, folks. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I know it's cringe wiki. I know. Our boss saying, yeah, go to Marxism.org, yo. If I missed it, yeah. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Post-Nazi New Judaism. It's all good. Oh, Nepal. Yep, you're right. Nepal. That's what it was. Oh, like I said, I need to work out some more. That way, I get some more blood flowing to my brain, and I won't be completely brain dead and spend 5 minutes looking for something. That way, I'll like, oh boy. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and y'all have a good one. Goodbye. Go ahead and put on the outro here.